alien encounters, global warming, nuclear war, economic depression, global pandemic, exploding sun, natural disasters, i.e. supervolcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunami, and tornado. Hey, you say tornado, I say tornado. No, I don't, I'm being silly. Tornadoes, large comets hurling through space, blowing up the earth or knocking it off its axis. The Welsh, spontaneous combustion. Sea monsters, sea monkeys, monkey see, monkey do, monkey fling his poo 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 at you. Cancer, AIDS, vaccinations, paper cuts, monsters under your bed and in your closet, Gary Busey intoxicated, Gary Busey sober, zombies, Gary Busey as a zombie, and finally tap water. Don't we already have enough to be freaked out about? Do we really need another reason to fear the end is nigh? The answer, apparently, is yes! 2012. Or 2012. If you haven't heard about 2012, then you're not hip to the end of the world lingo. Guess what? Hollywood is making a movie about it. But in all seriousness, the world is really ending. Before Christ walked the earth, these super cool peeps in Central America decided that the world should, could, and would end. That's not entirely true, but you know how some people are. Their whole world is centered on woe is me, gnashing of teeth, and the world is gonna end. But not me. I'm more like, you gonna finish those fries? As any good conspiracy theorist or Hollywood scriptwriter knows, you take an ancient civilization, add a dash of prophecy, load it up with misinformation, bake it at 315 for an hour and 15 minutes, and top it off with the apocalypse, and you've got yourself a Hollywood movie that actually looks good. Many web pages created by nerds who actually believe this bullshit, and a load of useless books deciphering Mayan prophecy, end of times, and your new spiritual path to enlightenment. But let's just get to the crux of the situation here. Why do people actually believe the world will come to an end in 2012? Okay, so there was this ancient civilization who happened to be far more advanced for their time, and they're called the Mayans. The Mayans studied the solar systems and charted the planets and had pyramids before the pyramids in Egypt. They built large cities, had a system of writing, recording, and documenting, and they made a calendar. And that's what people are getting all worked up over. The ancient Mayan calendar. They were pretty accurate in their calculations. For instance, they created a solar calendar with 365 days in it. That's a solar year. They also built a pyramid named after Kukulkan, which was their supreme deity, and the pyramid was a three-dimensional calendar. And that's pretty cool considering that the Mayans built their calendar system when the rest of Europe was in the Dark Ages. But the Maya were interested in a 260-day cycle as well. They called this calendar the Tolkien. It consisted of 13 numbers and 20 day signs, 13 times 20. This was a key they used to understand the human experience, and it was based on 260 days, which is approximately 9 months of human gestation. And what the Mayans did next is truly remarkable. The Maya combined their Tolkien calendar and their solar year calendar, which is also known as a Hob, and created a new calendar that went up to 52 years. This was called a calendar round, and they used it to keep track of their history and the solar alignments. But why stop at 52 years? That's a lifespan of one Mayan. That's a drop in the bucket for people who are obsessed with keeping track of time. So they also created the long count calendar, a calendar lasting 5,126 years. The Maya used the numbers 13 and 20 as the root of their numerical system. So the last day of the ancient Mayan calendar ends in the number 13, which translates to December 21st, 2012. Now within the 5,126 year long count calendar, the Mayan also prophesized every 20 years. These periods are known as katuns, and each katun would repeat itself every 260 years. How do we know this? Nerds. Nerds with the purpose to solve this mystery. They were able to decipher the hieroglyphics written by the Maya. But let's back up and look at what happened after the Spanish came to Central America and really messed everything up. Cortez and his Spanish priests devastated the Mayan people and the area. They forced the Mayan to give up their devil worship and convert to Christianity, and in doing so, held a big bonfire. The priests destroyed almost all Mayan written record. Only 4 codices were salvaged. They made their way to Europe, were discovered, and deciphered. One particular codex full of hieroglyphics described the Mayan calendars and prophecies, especially doomsday, the apocalypse, the end of times, judgment day, the day of reckoning, the end of the world as we know it. But our calendars end every year December 31st, so why are we giving so much attention to the ancient Maya prophecy of the world ending in 2012? It might have something to do with the fact that the Mayans are precise and accurate in predicting solar events happening thousands of years after they predicted it. They're thousands of years ahead of their time. So what happens up there in 2012? The Earth completes a rare cycle around its axis, and the Sun moves to the very center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. And the codex which predicts this also depicts on the very last page, which is the end of the codex, a flood. The earth will flood and all will perish. And there you go. That's the whole hype of the hieroglyphics. So the Maya were smart people obsessed with time and calendars. They were highly accurate, mapping out solar events and alignments, and they liked to make predictions of the future, including the end of the world in 2012. But it's a complete matter of interpretation. What do you think's gonna happen in 2012? Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
Hi guys, in 2012, I'm voting for Sarah Palin because the world is ending anyway. Yeah.